You almost said solution because that's what it's looking like.
You know what? To be honest, I think Trump.
No, you wanted to say the final solution, right?
Yeah. Call it a final solution. To be honest, first of all, it'll take a while to clean as hammer. It's chaos there. It will take a long years to clean up the place. And you need the Palestinians need a temporary place. The Gazans need a temporary place
When
to
you
live.
speak of the, by the way, that's exactly what he said yesterday. When you speak of the final solution, what comes to mind?
I know. I don't want to use I don't like
He
the
didn't mean
term.
to say it, bro. He held it
I
back.
don't like the term. I don't like that term. I wouldn't use the term final solution. But to be honest, down the road, in a few years from now, Gaza's rebuilt. At that point, I mean, the radicals have to be removed. I mean, they have to be exiled, and only the moderate Gazans are willing to live in peace with Israelis side by side, with some kind of moderate entity, moderate government leading them. I think that's the only option in the future. I don't. We don't want. I mean, we shouldn't remove all the Gazans. The Gazans, I mean, they've been there, but the radicals, those who don't agree to live in peace with Israelis, have to go.
So you only remove the radicals. You will only remove the radical. Oh, I think my from my end. I hope it's stabilized.
Yeah, like
Can you guys hear me now?
yeah, the age group has to be dissolved. There's no age group, no radical, no
Can
brain.
you guys hear me now?
No brainwashing the little kids in the schools with textbooks.
Go ahead, Mark.
No brainwashing. I mean, we want a moderate Palestinian society in Gaza. No
Great.
problem.
Take them into Tel Aviv, put them in the schools of Tel Aviv, since you believe they're, innocent in Gaza and they're being very, oppressed on their age group. So you should help them. So bring them in,
Sure.
put them in Israeli schools so they don't need to be brainwashed. And there you go. There you have
How much
the
you want
What's
to bet?
happening at
solution.
home,
Stop.
then?
Miss Af, it's interesting because Israel have a vast amount of land in the Negev that they are not using. Why don't you allow them to go to the Negev
Yeah,
while
good
you
That's
clean up
question.
Gaza?
That's actually
Hold on,
that's
hold on,
actually part of
stop.
the Kushner plan, by the way. That's part of the Kushner plan. Kushner wanted part of the Kushner plan was to annex area, the Negev, but to make an industrial camp, to give opportunities for the Palestinian people, work opportunities. That was part of the plan to annex part of the Negev to Gaza. If you see the map, the Kushner plan,
I've
the
never
Kushner
heard.
proposal, son of Trump.
Oh, the Kushner plan.
Kushner,
Can
yeah,
I
Kushner.
address something?
Yeah, you want? Hold on, Adine. Judea, you want to say something?
Wanted to say that, yeah, what Mark is saying is absolutely right. I mean, listen, I personally think Gaza is not livable, like he said. So it's definitely gonna have to be rebuilt, and they're gonna have to be somewhere else until it does. But I don't want Gaza. Like, we're definitely gonna have some presence there. I don't care to take Gaza. Israel is big enough, and we have enough territories to protect. But like I said, if they go somewhere else, they de-radicalize and they show that they, that's the problem. By the way, when we say that, it's like it's age group's fault, really. At the end of the day, all these other people who are not involved in this, for them, it's like, yeah, now we're gonna go a little abroad for a few years, but like, it sucks, man. It is very shitty that innocent people have to leave because of the
Absolutely.
T group, but they're gonna like it somewhere else to rebuild. And if Gaza is rebuilt and they can come back, and Israel is making some kind of plan to do that, like, amazing. And I'm sure some other Arab countries are gonna get in on that to help them. But I don't think Israel's taking Gaza and all that. Like, I know maybe that the canal that they wanted to dig, it might go through like the edge of Gaza, but maybe that can be something that they can join in on and make money from that. If by then the canal is dug, and I mean, I guess they're ready to move back. We'll see, but I think, yeah, I mean, what Mark said is absolutely right. I mean, the H group has to go. There's no way they're gonna stay there with the H group.
No, they will go, but you're going to put the Bedouins in their place. That's what you're planning to do. You can just tell the people. We've seen it before. They did the same thing against Fatah when they put in Hamas in power. And then they stabbed them in the back, went to the UN, said, oh, we can't give them the land because they're terrorists.
Crying.
And now,
Cry
and
and
now
cry
you're
and
doing the
cry.
same thing.
All you do is just
You're gonna
cry and
support.
cry and
You're gonna
cry.
support the
When is it-
Bedouins.
when-
You're gonna support the Bedouins to take down H group, and then after they're done and they've They're in power. You're gonna stab them in the back and go do the
Time
same
to find
exact thing.
solutions. When is it time to
My
find
guy,
solutions?
my guy,
Yeah,
you
Stop
just
got it.
told
bitching.
us,
When
Judea.
is
Give me
it
just a
time to
second.
find solution and
Give me
stop
just a
One second,
second.
one second. I just want to
All
respond
you
on that.
guys do is
Judea,
bitch.
you just told us that
You're just
you're not
bitching and
taking
bitching.
Gaza.
Like there's no
Wait,
solutions coming out of your
wait,
mouth. It's just
wait.
bitching and bitching and
My
bitching.
solution is
And
I think
Israel
you
did
guys need to
that.
go.
And
I
Israel
don't
did
feel like you
this.
guys should
Shut the
stay.
fuck up and look for solutions.
Don't
You
shut up.
fuck.
Judea,
You
I
idiot.
know you're
Look for
triggered, but calm
solutions. Now
down.
you
I'm
can
just
live
a
in peace
woman.
with us. Look for
Nobody has
solutions.
ever been able to
Look
live
for
in peace
fucking
with you. Are you dumb?
solutions.
Wait,
Promise,
Judea.
promise.
Look for
Judea,
Nobody
do
has
you
fucking
think that
ever
your
been in
solutions.
peace
All
solutions are
right,
with
all
you.
right,
realistic?
all right, guys.
It's
Live in a
bitching
lot
and
Simmer
of
down,
bitching
simmer
and
down.
Okay,
bitching. Like,
Sab,
All right,
stop.
let's get
Sab,
back to the
I
basics.
just want to ask you
Let's
something. Do you
get back to the
remember? Do
basics.
you
Guys,
remember
hold
a
on, hold
year
Stop
on.
ago, Sab?
bitching. I don't
Do you
remember
remember a
shit.
year
Stop
ago, Sab,
bitching. I don't
when we
remember
used to
shit.
tell these
Stop
people
bitching.
that they wanted?
Just stop
Okay,
bitching.
wait. I'm talking to Sab, bro.
Oh
I'm
my
talking to the
god.
host. Sab, do you remember a year ago when we used to tell them that they're doing this because they want to take Gaza, and they used to tell us, "No, Gaza is a shitty place. Ew, we want
Nobody
Gaza."
wants
Blah, blah,
Gaza.
blah. Right, right. We said it 1 year ago, right? And then looking now, some man called Judea on TikTok want to come and tell us, "No, we're not gonna do that," while their whole government is literally saying it and doing it right now. It's
We're
insane.
gonna be in Gaza until it's
Insane.
rebuilt. Absolutely. Until
Wait,
A
okay,
troop
this
is
is where
gone.
you're. Wait, hold on, Judea.
Until
This is
A
where
troop
you're
is
dreaming
gone.
on. Shut up.
Until
This is
hold on.
where you're
Until A
dreaming
troop
on, and let me tell you why.
until
Do you
A
really
troop
think
is
that any of
gone.
your
Let me
so-called
respond.
One
solutions
at
are
a time.
realistic,
One at
Judea?
a
No,
time.
because
Respond.
Judea's not letting anybody
All right,
speak,
all right,
and
Respond though.
I
all
have to
right.
address
Now
something.
it's an emotional round. I don't. Hold on,
Let me
guys.
respond.
Last thing I want is an
Yeah.
emotional round in the therapy
Listen.
section. Let's speak one at a
Yes,
time.
but I would like to
One.
address him
Hold
before
on.
he moves
Let me
on.
address what she just said, bro. Like it's gonna be quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
First of all, like again, it's back to the whole crime thing. Like Israel did this, Israel did that. You guys don't want to look like and saying the 109 countries. It doesn't bother us. We were persecuted. If you want to laugh at that, the more you laugh at that, the more confidence you're gonna see. That's how it's gonna fucking work. The more you laugh at
Well,
us,
I mean, then
the
don't
more
cry
you
about
laugh
your
at us,
history
the more you
then.
laugh at us. Let me finish. The more you laugh at us, the more T attacks you do. It's gonna get shittier for you. Instead of looking for solutions, instead of stop blaming Israel, instead of
You're
saying,
the ones
"Oh,
doing
shit,
the T
we
attack.
fucked up. We had an age group for this many years. Now we can change. We have another opportunity. Wallahi, take a
No,
fucking
F you.
shot.
You guys
This
haven't
is your
changed for
fucking last
3,000
shot.
years.
This
No,
is
no,
your
no, no, no.
last fucking
You
shot,
guys have
literally.
not changed for
Literally, this is your
3,000
last
years. Don't
fucking
come to
chance.
anyone else
This
saying
is
what
No
your
they
one's
changed.
last
last
chance, and
chance.
you're
You
Speak for
fucking
haven't
yourself.
blowing it.
changed for 3,000
This is
years,
your
mister.
last
Don't
chance, and
come
you're
Yes,
and say it.
blowing it.
yes,
And
I think
no,
that's kind
This
you
is
of
know
your
what? You
bit
know
last
what,
chance,
Judean? You
and
know
hypocritical.
you're
what?
blowing it.
It's quite
Listen,
This is your
we're not
hypocritical,
last
I
Yes,
must say.
chance.
خليني
The
احكي.
last
Judean.
chance, and you're
We
blowing
are
it
not
out your
Yahuds. We're
ass.
not gonna run
How
away for
fucking stupid are
2,000
you
years.
guys?
Do you hear me?
This
We're
is
not
your
gonna run
last
away for
chance, guys.
Yeah,
2,000 years.
Literally,
this
this
is
is
what
We're
I
the
not
came to
last.
Jews.
address,
There's
Miss. This
not
is
going
what
to
I
be
came
any
to
more
address.
chances after
That
this.
he thinks.
This is
Okay, I
it.
have a question. I have a question. Do
This is
you
it.
think that your so-called solution is realistic? That they're gonna leave Gaza? Because do you see all
Absolutely.
that's
They're
happening?
already
They would
fucking
rather.
leaving.
They're
They're
not fucking
already
leaving anywhere.
leaving.
They'd
They're
rather live in
already
tents.
saying they want
They'd
to
Judean,
rather
could you
live
stop
in
leave.
tents.
screaming?
They're
They
Stop
are not
already
screaming.
saying
going
they want to
anywhere.
leave.
Judean, you're
They're
crashing
already
out.
Bro,
saying they want
every
to
time
leave.
one leaves, the
Are you
multiple are
dumb?
born.
They're
What are you
already
talking
leaving.
about? What are
They're
you
already
talking about? They're
leaving.
not leaving
What are you
anywhere. Every
saying?
time one leaves,
Judean,
multiple are
30,000 left.
born. Okay, you know
one at
what?
a
I think it's
30,000.
time.
very disrespectful that you're not letting
30,000
anybody
already
speak.
left.
Judean,
You're
I'm
not
gonna
letting
just
anybody
came up
30,000
speak.
here.
You're
already
not
left.
letting anybody speak. And
He
honestly,
just
I
came
am
up
not
here.
one to
Let us
ever
speak.
get riled up. I like to debate and
Because
have a
he's a
normal, peaceful
Yahud.
You're
conversation. But
dumb.
you're not
Bring
allowing me to speak, and
facts.
it's really, really
Bring facts.
disturbing me.
Yeah,
You're
please
saying that
speak
they're
it
leaving.
30,000.
They're
slow,
not leaving
guys.
anywhere. How many people?
30,000
How many
Palestinians
Palestinians are still
already
there?
left.
I have a
Amanda,
Oh my God.
question.
Amanda.
Judean,
30,000
you're lying to
Palestinians
them.
already left. Tell me
You
how
are
many
And how
are
many
lying to
fucking
Palestinians
them.
are
leaving?
there? Okay,
30,000,
true. How many left? How many are there?
But he's not telling the whole
How
30,000
many
at
are
a
truth,
there?
time.
guys.
30,000 at a time.
No,
Oh my
Slowly.
goodness.
no.
And
Slowly.
30,000 at a
Slowly.
time are being born,
Slowly,
reborn.
honey.
Amanda,
30,000 at a
Slowly.
no,
time
he's
are being
lying,
reborn.
bro.
Relax.
They're not
Amanda.
leaving
Slowly.
anywhere. They would
No,
rather build
he's
tents.
listen.
and
All
Guys,
right.
stay
they're
there.
All right,
lying.
guys.
They're
All right,
lying.
enough.
Jordan,
Everybody mute. Everybody mute. Everybody. Let's go. One, two. Now, Amanda. Amanda.
Yes. Okay, as I was saying, Judea, that your so-called solution is very unrealistic. You say 30,000 are leaving a day, but 30,000 are reborn a day. They are not going anywhere. You say how many people are leaving, but how many people are still there? They would rather build tents, sleep in their tents, have no electricity, have no water, then leave. I don't think you get this. This is something everybody knows. The Palestinians are the strongest people we know. They will not leave. They would rather be unalived. They would rather become martyrs than leave. So understand that. They will not leave, and this is the whole point of everything. They will not leave. So you say your problem is with the H group, but you're basically saying you want to annihilate a whole population of people and let them leave completely. That's not going to happen. Ever, ever, ever going to happen. I'm just letting you know that. It sounds very unrealistic, and that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I get your point. And let me answer it really
Let
quickly.
him.
Ask a question.
30,000 already.
Yeah, let him respond, guys.
Yeah,
Let him
very
respond.
quickly. 30,000 already left. It's okay. You don't have to, probably more actually. 3 went to Poland. Karma telling us to go back to Poland. Now they're in Poland. Yeah, guys, it's a slow process. When the war is over, that's when it's gonna happen. There's nowhere for them to live, guys. They're not fucking staying. Like you can dream in your La La Land that they're gonna stay, sure, but they're not staying. There's nowhere to fucking
Oh
live.
my goodness. How dare you?
Let him
correct
finish.
him?
Amanda, no, you can't.
Okay.
Let him finish.
Yeah, they're not staying. There's nowhere to live. You can cry about it all you want. Cry G-side ceasefire until H group is gone, until our hostages are back. That's when we'll start to see what's going to happen in Gaza. Yeah, we're going to stay in Gaza amidst whatever until H group is gone. We're going to stay in Gaza. And when they're gone, we're going to leave. Yes, probably. But we're probably going to have a corridor or two there. And it depends how it's rebuilt. I don't know how it's going to be rebuilt, into what kind of neighborhoods. Are they going to be the same neighborhoods, or are they going to change? So we'll see what happens then. So there's nothing to talk about that really. But the Gazans are gonna do their own video saying, "Get us the fuck out of here!" Like literally, and their own video. Also the ones saying, there's even people saying on the video, they're like, "We don't want the PA, we don't want H group, we want international, bro." Literally videos of them saying that like on camera. You guys don't want to watch those videos because it hurts your fucking feelings. But they didn't even want Arabs ruling them because they know how fucking.
You're speaking for a couple of Palestinians.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
hold on. You have the chance to respond, but you can't do that because again, you're going to prolong the conversation. I'm waiting for him to finish to pass the mic to you.
Let me write
So
my
just
points
stay
down so I don't
patient.
forget. Okay.
Yeah, you can write them in the comments. I'm not really sure what you meant, but anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're Palestinian or not. I actually know Palestinians here where I live in my neighborhood, and they agree with me. They don't want H group, and they don't want no fucking Arab. They want their own government, but they know they're not fucking capable of it right now. But they're not fucking stupid. They're not delusional. They know there's nowhere to live in Gaza, and the people have to be moved. Period. That's it.
Amanda.
To say that in your dreams they're not leaving, and you are most likely just speaking for a couple of Palestinians that probably had their whole entire family unalived and just need to get out. I do feel for some of them. I truly do. But you're definitely not speaking for all of them, and that's all I have to say. They aren't going anywhere. They are going to stay there. They are going to rebuild one day, and keep dreaming. Seriously, keep dreaming.
Could I ask?
Yeah,
a
I want to say
question?
one. I want to say one quick thing, guys. People like this speak to other Israelis every day. He's within their circles. He's talking to people that are talking to people that have friends in government. So whatever he's saying is the position of Israel. Whatever he's saying is what most or majority of Israelis are thinking. And if that offends you mid-sentence and interrupt him, you're actually not helping us to understand how they're thinking, to understand the strategies, to know what exactly they're thinking. I listened to some of them at the beginning where people were all shouting over each other. They said this at the beginning, this is what we're going to do. We want you to provoke us. We're going to go on and on and on. And we're not going to stop until we make sure we beat the Palestinians to a point where some of them have to voluntarily. This is what they were saying at the beginning. So even if they are offending you, you have to listen. It is very important. This guy is not speaking from his backside. He's saying and corroborating exactly what some of his friends that live in Israel are saying. And those his friends have people in the Knesset. Look, it's not a big country. So one person is related to another person that's related to another person. And the reality on the ground is that they are the ones with the soldiers on the ground.
Second
The
cousin
reality,
to Netanyahu.
hold on. Just let me finish. Let me finish. The fact on the ground is that they are the ones with the troops there. And what they are saying is important to listen to. I don't have to agree with them, but I want to know the mindset of my enemy. It's very important. And when you quarrel over it, and you
What do you
stop
think
other
they're
people
doing?
from listening to what they're saying, you are not helping me or yourself. I think Miss Alf wanted to say something.
No, Slovenia can go first. He's been trying to go for a while.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to ask just like too many questions. If you believe that Israel is a sovereign state, I would also, if not, I'd love to know what you define as a state. And then like the second question is, do you believe that from the river to the sea is an attainable goal, like in any metric?
Asking.
Hmm.
An open question to anyone who's passionate
So
about.
whether or not I believe Israel is a sovereign state, and you also asked the second question of no, I think the question you're asking is directed towards pro-Palis. Number one, whether I believe that Israel is a sovereign state, and secondly, the concept of from the river to the sea, whether it threatens the security of Israel. Is that what you mean?
The security, I mean, it is the security of Israel, but it's the sovereignty, it's the dehumanization, and I mean, I'm not
So
saying
number one, you want to understand the mindset of the Palestinians and the pro-Palis on the sovereignty of Israel and the recognition of the sovereignty of Israel. And secondly, I'm paraphrasing you now. Secondly, you want to know why they use the concept or this idea or this phrase of from the river to the sea and how that threatens the very sovereignty of Israel. That's what you mean. Am I
sure,
speaking your mind?
sure, yeah, sure, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, essence.
So,
Go ahead,
so
Ms. Alf.
when the world removed the Yazidis from the government, did they also remove the Germans?
No.
Oh,
No. Yes.
Toledo!
Scott. I don't know if you know where the slogan from the sea. Do you know where that come from?
I don't think it's that relevant. I mean, the only
No,
thing
it is because
Palestinians.
actually it came from the Likud party, from the river to the sea. They used it, I believe it was 1960s or
Not the
1970s.
Likud party, bro.
It,
Not the Likud party. You're
No,
dumb.
but you gotta let her respond. You gotta let her
it
respond.
was the Likud party.
Most important, hold on.
Absolutely, they had
Hold
it in
on.
the charter.
Hold on. Hold on, Miss Alf. Guys, the question have been asked. That's all. You gotta let her respond, okay? The same way you are allowed to speak, you cannot say she's not allowed to speak because she says something that you believe is incorrect or you believe does not truly represent the truth. Let her finish. Once she's done, you can set the facts right if you believe in the way you see it. Go ahead, Miss Alf.
Yeah, so like I said, yes, it's absolutely coming from the Likud party's charter. They're the one that started with from the river to the sea. I know the Yahuds believe that's crazy, but everyone can go and look it up right now. So Slovenia, just because you want to remove a government, it doesn't mean that you're gonna wipe out the entire population. That is what the Zionist propaganda wants you to believe, and unfortunately you seem to follow for it. But it's just like every other empire that's ever existed before. Just because it's been taken down, it doesn't mean that the people living in the land will also be taken down. It's not what it's
Yeah,
used
but the
for.
rhetoric is always to go back to Poland. Now you always say that the Ashkenazis should go back to Poland. Why is that?
Well, listen, I believe where your blood is from, you should go. That's my belief.
Why do you
It goes for
utilize?
both. It goes for both Palestinians
All right,
and
let's get something. Let's get something straight. This is from. Hold on, let's get something straight. This is from the Nation magazine, and the Nation magazine came up with something around November 22nd, 2023. And they were referring to exactly what she was saying: the right of the Jewish people, and this is from the Likud Charter in
Thank
1977.
you.
The right of the Jewish people to the land of Israel is eternal and indisputable. Therefore, Judea and Samaria will not be handed to any foreign administration. Between the sea and the Jordan, there will only be Israeli sovereignty. Between the sea, meaning the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River. So that's the
Yes.
river to the sea, that Israeli sovereignty is the only thing you will see. So that's where the phrase emanated from.
So
I
now,
was,
Judea, call yourself dumb. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
but we're talking
What the
about today,
interpretation
not
is
100
it?
years
So
ago.
the interpretation is not the same. It could be from an Israeli. Which
Oh, get the fuck out of
I
my
mean, it
face.
just shows.
bro.
First of all, it
Get
just shows.
the fuck out of
Let
my
me
face.
finish.
bro.
Can I finish? Hello.
All right,
Hello.
let him speak.
First of all, just listen to how she reacts, the panic in her voice. I mean, sure, it's ours. That's how fucking uncreative you are. You just take our shit and make it. Sure. You see, guys, you see the
I
problem.
can't believe you just said
Yeah,
that.
but
Sure,
hold on,
they
hold on a
take our
second. You
shit
can't, hold on,
and
hold
make
on a
it
second.
terrorist. Sure, enjoy
Hold
it.
on, hold on, hold
Enjoy
on.
it.
Judea, slow it down, slow it down.
Enjoy
You
it.
can't have it both ways. When she said it, you laughed at her and said, "Well, it didn't come from us." And of
No,
course,
no.
of course, I'm sure you're familiar with.
I
I'm
laughed
sure
because
you're
it's not
familiar
the
with the
same thing.
concept that
No,
came from Italy.
I laughed because it's not the same thing. I didn't laugh because of that. I don't give a shit. But it just shows, like, sure. But now they're taking shit from us. Now they're saying it was from us. Can you guys make up another fucking slogan, or are you guys not fucking creative? Like,
Are you the one Ashkenaz says that takes everything from
right
every
away
other
to the
country?
insult.
Like,
She
are
thinks
you the one
Ashkenaz
who's
is an
gonna
insult.
insult us?
Hold on. She thinks Ashkenaz is an insult. We're one of the smartest fucking people in the world. Like, that's
Ashkenazi,
the fuck.
yes,
That's the biggest fuck you to
Ashkenazi,
you. You're a
Ashkenazi.
real
That's what you can call it.
67.9. Listen, I feel
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
for
yeah.
you. You're a real fucking
67.9.
Bro,
dumbass.
you're a Yahud,
I mean,
bro. You're a Yahud.
smartest people in the world. Yeah,
You're
thank
a
And
you.
by the way,
Yahud.
Thank you. Yes.
The most hated people in the world.
Judea gave me credit yesterday. He said I'm not 57.9, that I'm somewhere around 60, which
No,
is
I said you're a 70, bro. I said you're
which is like a
70.
compliment.
No,
No,
I said you
Rabbi,
were,
I
bro. I
know he
said you
said,
were a
but let me didn't say it.
70.1,
We know,
bro.
we heard him. But
I
Yahud, you
said
know
you
what
were a
they do? They say one thing
70.1.
and then they just change. We know, we know.
Why
We
Listen,
do
you
you
know.
say
guys
that?
are
Everyone,
into the same
everyone
shit.
heard him said it
Sav,
wasn't the Lakud, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, good. Then we get it.
can
But
I
I
make
just want to make my one final point that
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no. Let's
make.
make up another new
This
slogan for
whole
you.
thing, this whole
Let's
thing
make a new
about the
slogan.
Gazans are gonna, listen. If there's people that want to leave Gaza, I will support them.
Oh,
Kol khara, if there's
oh.
people that want to stay in Gaza, I will support them as well. You have to remember the Palestinians are not the Yahuds.
Miss, I have a
We do
question for you.
not, but we do not
Miss,
run away for 2,000 years because we're scared and we're weak, just like
Okay.
the Yahuds did. That's
You're about
not
to
who
be
we
gone for
are.
millions of years.
Be
So
quiet.
bye
I'm
Miss,
bye.
not done. I know you're
Bye bye.
triggered. I know you're
Bye bye.
triggered because I wiped the
Nobody's
floor with
triggered.
you. I know
We
you're
have a
triggered,
country
bro.
and an airport. We're
So
not
like I
triggered.
said, yeah, but it took
We're
you
not triggered, baby.
2,000. Listen, it took
Baby,
you.
baby, we're
Listen,
not triggered.
listen,
We're not triggered.
listen, Benzona.
stole
It
it?
took you 2,000 years to get where you're at. Be very humble,
Okay, and
Judea.
it'll take you
Be
5
very
million.
humble.
And
Do
it'll
not
take you
forget
Where's
five
about your own
million.
Palestine?
history.
Where has
And it'll
Don't
take
Palestine
forget
you
been
about
this
five
your
whole
own
million.
time?
history.
You're gonna be blown back into the Stone Age every time you try to
No
fight us.
problem, no problem. I'd rather be that than become a Yahud. To be honest with
I
you, I'd
mean,
rather be
and
that than
already
become a Jew. To be
They'll go
honest with
down
you,
one way
she's
or
because
still a
another.
Jew. Don't
at this
worry.
point,
talking about that culture.
What do you mean?
Miss,
She's never gonna become a Jew. Why are you scared to become a Jew? Like that's not gonna happen. Like
I
nobody
don't like
fucking.
the Yahuds. I don't
What?
like the Yahuds.
We
Sav,
know
Yes,
it.
we
No.
know.
It's,
We know you guys
it's
don't
let
like
me
them.
obvious.
die.
No, we
All
No,
right,
understand.
some
okay,
of my
and
people,
So can I make
seriously,
one more
some,
point and then I'll
I have a
You
lot of
see,
liberal
Sab,
people.
yeah.
the real
No, no,
mouth
no.
open. We don't like
No,
the
All
wait,
right,
no, no,
guys.
no, wait.
the
I
reality
have a lot
open.
of
Spread
liberals
us.
in my movement that do support the real Yahuds. Me, I
The
don't believe
real, the
in. I don't
real,
believe. Be quiet. I
the
don't believe.
real
Miss,
guy.
why don't
Okay,
you like the
wait. I am being
One
real.
at a time, guys.
Listen. Okay, so a lot of people in my movement they say no, they're not Jews, they're Zionists. Listen, I'm done with protecting the 5% good Jews out there because they keep saying it themselves all the time. 95% of them are Zionists. So I'm just done. I'm not gonna protect the 5% anymore. I
99,
don't have time with it. Wait, I
99.9.
don't have the time with it. I'm bothering my people right now. I'm not gonna go around arguing who's a Jew and who's a Zionist. To me, I don't like these people. We've been fighting for the past 80 years. I have the right not to like him. He has the right not to like me. It's very normal. It's a
We
Well,
don't give
normal
a
thing.
fuck
more
about you, really.
children, more
We don't give
traumatized
a fuck
people.
about you. Like,
Yeah, but
you
that's
All
hate
right,
my
us.
all
That's
right,
the
point.
all right,
solution.
guys.
We don't hate you.
Guys,
We don't give a
guys.
fuck about
Hold
you.
on, guys. Give me a second. Adine,
That's
go
my
ahead.
point.
Right. So the conversation has trailed on a lot, but I had a point I wanted to make about the Iran conversation you had earlier, where you spoke about how you need to get rid of the Ayatollah. That regime was put in place by the West in the 60s when they overthrew Iran's diplomatic government, right? So I want that to be clear that a lot of
Why are you
Western foreign
lying?
policy, how is that a lie?
Hold
Google
on.
it. A lot of Western foreign policy always doubles back on them, like it has with Israel and Hamas. They funded Hamas to take away from the PLO, and now Hamas is this big bad enemy, and now they're having to use ISIS to fight Hamas. So the foreign policy here is very hypocritical, and it's very clear that the war on terror hasn't really worked out for you guys. You know, you're collaborating with the biggest terrorist organization
We're
on the
literally
face of the
still here,
planet.
guys. Hello, hi.
We have a very
How
prosperous.
is it not working if we're still here? I'm just confused.
Well, why are you using ISIS to fight
Like,
Hamas?
Can
if
we can
it's
we
not
give her
working,
can we
then
give her a
like,
minute to wrap up her point, guys? Can we
hi,
stop interrupting
hello.
and let her
And who's committing a
go on,
genocide?
Ajin?
Who's committing a genocide,
God,
guys?
man,
Your mother,
can you
your
All right,
mother, your
guys,
relax?
mother.
guys, hold on. Please mute. Let her finish.
So, look, like I said, no Zionist has ever told me why did Israel fund Hamas in the 90s and 2000s. And two, now the new question is
Oh, you
why the
right
hell
now.
are they
You want me to
using
tell you?
ISIS? Why are you
Can I tell
using
her?
ISIS?
Can I tell you? You said you
No,
never.
no, hold on.
She said she never heard Israeli tell her why Israel funded H Group. Can I tell her?
Yes, tell.
Can I tell you? It's been what, 2 years of this conflict? You haven't heard the reason why?
90s and
You're
2000s.
clearly new to this conflict. I'll tell you
In
why.
the
So in the
90s and
beginning,
2000s.
when Israel H Group came around, it was a charity to help Palestinians. And then they turned into a Shmeris organization. And also, even after the Shmeris organization, I agree. We sent them too much money, but we had to because they were the government of the freaking Gaza Strip. They were providing for their
That's
people.
not true.
So you're going to let me finish my point, right? And they were not providing for their people, correct? So when they were doing that, building tunnels instead, everyone thought, oh, look, they're putting a blockade. There's no food. Yeah, because H Group is using your money to build tunnels. So see how that shit works? We give H Group money because they're the government of Gaza. Because then everybody would say we're starving them if we don't give them $1, you know? And then we're said that we're now doing a blockade because H Group used all that money to build tunnels. So that's why we funded them, honey. And yes,
So,
it,
so
it, it bit
listen to
us. It bit
this.
us in the ass.
So
Absolutely.
listen to this. Let me ask you a question, Judea. What do you think about the Bedouins right now in Gaza?
The Bedouins in Gaza.
What's that?
Yeah, the one
What
that
the
you
fuck are you
fund right
talking
now.
about?
What are you talking
What do
about?
you mean? What am I? The Bedouins that people call them ISIS. I call them the Bedouins because
Oh, you
they're
called the
Bedouins.
you
Okay, what do you think about them?
The who? The Bedouins in Gaza? What do you mean? There's
Yeah, the one that Israel is now supporting with pew pews and money. What do you think
oh
about them?
to arm and fight against H
strategic,
Group.
very strategic. That's
To
Yeah.
fight,
What
wait,
do
to
you think
fight
about them?
against H Group.
yeah.
First of
Yeah,
all,
yeah. What do
I've
you
been
think
saying
about
this.
them?
I've been saying this to do that since 2020. I've been saying to find innocent Gazans and freaking
So they're innocent.
load them the fuck up so they can go eliminate H Group themselves.
Okay.
I'm sure
I
they were
just
fed
wanna
up themselves with
I
it.
just wanna remember people. They did this with H Group and Fatah. They did the same thing. You know, they claim, oh, H Group is a charity. We're gonna help them. We're gonna do this and this. They helped H Group to take down Fatah from the government. When H Group took over, they changed their mind and they said, no, they're Tees. We
They're still
can't give them any
complaining, they're
land.
still
Wait,
crying about
then
dumb
they're
shit.
gonna do the
I mean,
same
this is just
thing.
a
They're gonna do the
Palestinian
same
cause here.
thing with the Bedouins. Wait, they're gonna do
Cry,
the
just
same thing with the
cry.
Bedouins. They're gonna support them. They're gonna say, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Even
good. We're
even
gonna
when we try
support
to
them so
help you
they can
guys, you're
take down,
crying. Like
so
even
they
when we're
can
trying
take
to help
down
you guys,
H group.
you're bitching
When
at
they
us.
have
It's
succeeded
incredible.
in doing that, when they
It's
have
like it's
succeeded in
wild.
doing that, guys,
It's like
this,
even when we
just
want to
just
help you,
remember this. They're
you're
gonna turn
still
around and
crying.
they're gonna say, no, these people are a known Daesh group. They're T's, and we cannot give them what they're asking for. Just remember this, guys.
Yes,
Remember.
yes, yes. Hold on, miss us off. So if right now we're giving pew pews to all these Palestinians who are actually innocent, hopefully, and they turn against
Oh
us
no.
after. Hold on, let me finish. And they turn against us after. Yes, absolutely, we'll blow them also. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no, but
If
they
they turn
didn't though.
against us,
H group
sure.
didn't
Why
turn
not?
against.
Sure.
Hold on. Nobody can hear when you guys talk over each other.
Yeah, let me finish. So what I'm saying is, if they turn against us, absolutely, that means they're just like H group. The same way we tried to help H group and it failed. We're gonna try again because that's what
No,
Jewish people do.
no, you
We'll try
stabbed them in
again.
the
We're
back.
gonna
That's
try
what you
again,
do.
and you're still here complaining about us trying to arm innocent Palestinians for them to fight H group, and you're complaining about that. Like, how
Yeah, I
fucking
am
stupid is
complaining
that,
about it
bro?
because
That's
I think that you're
ridiculous.
doing
That's the
this
best thing
very.
we can do for you.
Okay, so let me
Say
answer.
thank
Let me
you.
answer.
Say thank
Let
you
me
and shut the
answer.
fuck up. Really, what the fuck is wrong with you
Yes,
guys?
I'll never say thank you to you.
Okay,
Let
go
me
ahead.
answer, bro. Okay, no, 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 no. You tricked the H
Okay,
group.
go
You
ahead.
tricked them and you stabbed them in the back. and you're gonna do the same exact thing. You're gonna do some false attack or a false slogan or whatever you guys always fucking do. You're gonna trick them and you're gonna stab them in the back. And trust me, I am very angry at the Bedouins right now. I hate that they're doing this. I think they're very dumb. I can't believe they even trusting the Yahud at this point. This is gonna happen, guys. It is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just watch. They're gonna stab them in the back, even though they're not doing anything, and they're gonna make some shit up, and that's how it's gonna go. We've seen it before. We've seen
Very
it before.
simple. It's listen, if somebody's in Gaza, right, and an innocent Palestinian, and he's had H group in his house, in his living room, you know, going on his roof, and he's like, "Fuck these mother effers." Like that's the reason my neighbor's freaking block got actually demolished. Like, if we harm these people and they're able to take out H group, that's really beneficial for you guys. Like the delusion in your community is insane. Like, why don't you guys want to get rid of H group? You probably support H group, so I'm not surprised.
Delusion.
But the people who are against
Do
H
that.
group in Gaza, the people who are literally marching in Gaza,
Yeah.
you guys don't give a fuck about them. You're like fuck these
No,
people
no.
because they're not a
Listen,
part of us.
the
They're against us.
delusion,
Against us.
Judea, the delusion is you believing that the people is only thinking that all of this is H group's fault. When you are the one dropping the boom boom, you're the one complaining on H
We're
group
the
for
ones.
human shields, while you're the one wiping them all out. Don't blame H group in every single thing because you're not any better. Would you say that you're better to the Palestinians since you care about them so much?
Absolutely,
No,
absolutely.
no, you're not.
What we
How
want?
can you even say that?
Absolutely.
I think
How
everybody
can
but
you
the
even
I don't
say
even know what the
that?
fuck she's saying.
Like,
I don't even know what
imagine
you're saying at this point.
unaliving
Go ahead.
people's kids. Imagine wipe out their whole family, like lineages, and then
You're
sit
still
there and
crying. You're
say,
still crying.
"Yes,
Oh,
we've
Of
done
course, it's
more." Are
sad.
you
like, stop
crazy? Are
crying.
you crazy?
You've been bitching for a whole hour. Are you not tired? Are you not tired
No,
of bitching? You've been
I'm
bitching for a
never
whole hour.
tired. No,
Like,
no, no.
stop.
I'm a Middle Eastern
But
woman.
let's talk
I'll never
solution.
get
We're here to
tired.
talk solution. I can sit here and bitch about what happened to the Jewish people all day. Like, it's not fucking
But what
hard.
do you want to talk about then?
Like, really.
Was tell me, give me a subject, and we'll talk about it.
I want to pick your brain. You're a Palestinian. I assume you live in America.
No,
Like, you really don't want your people to fight against H group?
no, I
Like,
don't want
why?
them to divide. No, I do not want that. I believe that they need to
That's
stick
terrible.
together. I
No,
believe
You guys are
Miss.
already divided,
Let me
first
ask
of
you.
all.
Be logical here.
what.
That's awesome, bro.
Be logical. If you see the future now, yeah, let's say H takes some power, and you'll see this vicious cycle continuing and bring chaos to the Gazans and Palestinians. Do you want Asian power?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, guys, right? Before October 7th, I wasn't an H group fan. My family was not an H group. We didn't like H group. But
You became after?
wait, yes, it absolutely did. After this
Oh my
18
What the
months,
fuck?
everything that we've seen. Yeah, but this is what you guys don't
radical.
understand, right?
So radical.
Wait. This is what you guys don't understand. Like you're living in this la la land no, do you know how many people been supporting H group after all this time, after what you guys have done to them? And I listen, Mark, respectfully, I do not believe, I'm gonna answer your question. I do not believe this Yahudi propaganda, but oh, Hamas did this. No. I actually go read about the people that's getting unalive. The Bedouins who stole the food, absolutely, they need to get unalive. The traders that are in contact with the Israelis IDF, absolutely, they should get unalive. That's my point of view of it. I
Unalive
don't
every
think
prisoner,
the
right?
H
You should have unalived every prisoner, right? All right. Unalive every prisoner. Fuck them all. Because they're
prisoner.
part of Israel now. Fuck them all. So they're not, you guys don't have hostages. You don't have prisoners. So what the fuck are you guys asking about when you guys say you want your hostages back? If they're part of, Israel now. Fuck them, right?
No, that's not what. Listen, someone sitting in prison because you put them there totally different than someone inside of
But
Gaza
what if they ratted out?
texting
What
and
if they
giving
ratted?
information
What
to
if they
the
ratted?
IDF. Are you
You know how many
crazy?
people ratted on your people? Your own rats ratted on
It
rats?
depends. It depends on what
It's
they
like a
ratted
bunch of
about.
rats ratting on each other.
Why do you call them rats?
Have some
H
respect.
group members are definitely rats. I mean, listen, look at the fucking tunnels they're building. Only rats can
Yeah,
do that.
they live in tunnels.
Only
No,
rats can
you
do that.
started.
Only
Palestinians
rats
do
live
that.
in
You
tunnels.
built the tunnels under Al Shifa. Stop
Oh,
lying.
we
You
did.
start
Which one?
building them. Yes, you
I did.
start
I did.
building
I
them.
remember last
Hamas
year. It was
continues.
me. I was
You
out there
started to
digging,
build
bro.
the tunnels. Be quiet and stop lying.
It was me, right?
Be honest.
Hi guys, Judean Lions. I built the tunnels under Al Shifa. How are you?
You
Yeah,
did.
they
The
spend.
Yahoods,
I just
look,
accept all their bullshit at this
Sab, do
point.
you want to look
It's
this
nothing
up?
new,
The
bro.
Yahoods
Yes, it
built
was
the
me and
tunnels
Mark. Me
under.
and Mark together.
What?
We got
Quiet.
paid
Peace.
Yeah,
25
because
What?
Israeli
shekel an
spend
hour.
I
We
I'm
got
got
gonna
thousands,
paid
embarrass
25
you
thousands
shekel
again,
of
an
just
hour.
like I
dollars.
did with the Lakud
We
charter.
finished the
You
tunnel
need to
in 2 weeks. Can you imagine?
no.
In 2 weeks, we did 2
So they
kilometers tunnel.
started. Okay, they
Unreal.
And
started.
Judea,
They'll
Judea,
call us. They'll call
Judea,
us a
Judea, you and I
3.7,
had this conversation
770 tunnel.
yesterday. Yeah, you and I had this conversation yesterday. There are tunnels in Israel, there are tunnels in New York. The Russians built tunnels. It's the tunnel system have been used for different purposes over the years. In fact, I'll tell you that how Russia connects its territory in Kaliningrad to Belarus is through tunnels in what they call the Suwalki Gap.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
countries have always
I'm
used
not
tunnels,
denying that.
but is that a justification? Hold on. I keep hearing it from Israelis every time. They blame the H group for everything and say, "Oh, you built tunnels, therefore we are coming there to unalive everything we see, because you built tunnels with the money that was given to you." Hang on a second. You have
Not
a tunnel
everything you
system in
see.
Israel. The tunnel system in Israel is way bigger than that in Gaza. There's tunnel system in Lebanon. There's tunnel system in Iraq. The Iranians, by the way, you talk about the tunnel system, you know where they learned it from. The Iranians have tunnel system. There's extensive tunnel network in Iran.
Why are we
The
talking
United
about
States of
Iran?
America have tunnel system.
They have also,
So
if you
why do you have a problem with the Palestinians in Gaza having tunnel system?
Why? Very simply, because you're. I mean, first of all, the best question I would ask in Pallies is, can you show me one H group base? So therefore, boom, that just shows you there's no bases. So essentially, the tunnels is the base, right? And when you have a base like a tunnel, it's actually an advantage. So you actually can have less munition if you're doing you're fighting through a tunnel, right? You don't need as much. You don't need a tank. You're not about to drive a tank in a tunnel, right? So them
Ooh,
popping
the
out.
propaganda.
yeah, pretty propaganda.
By the way, it makes sense. Hold on, don't interrupt him. It makes sense now that because you told me yesterday you never saw. Look, necessity is the mother of invention. If you're dealing with a place like Gaza,
I agree. I agree. Hold
where
on.
the
I agree.
strategic
Bob, I agree.
depth
I
is,
agree. Let me finish. Though. I agree. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, they can do it. I give them the right to. You can build your entire military base under your entire civilian infrastructure. And if she's saying that's propaganda, I mean, look at the fucking videos. I mean, with the tunnels, they're really right in houses. I mean, you can't deny this shit. You can't like say.
No, I'm not denying that there's no
And you're
tunnels, but I
interrupting me
am
again.
saying
Listen,
that
you're
you.
interrupting me again because you're fucking panicking.
just
No,
let him
because you
finish.
lied about me.
Panties in a
You
bunch.
lied about me.
Panties in a bunch, and don't panic.
Yeah, just let him finish.
Yahoo, don't lie about
Panties in
me,
a
and I
bunch.
won't
Don't panic.
interrupt you.
Okay? I'm not scared. I'm not gonna come to you. Okay? I'm not gonna go find you. Nobody's trying.
Good point.
Relax.
Oh my God, he's so cringe. Like,
Anyway,
No, I want it. No, I want. Hold on, hold
you
on.
keep
I want him to
interrupting me. You
finish.
seem very afraid of my opinion. Like,
yeah, I'm so
I'm
scared.
not
I'm
here giving you a
shaking.
moral,
I'm scared of a Yahoo.
advice.
You're right.
We're here having
It's
a
off.
conversation.
Hold on, guys.
Okay,
It's
I'll
half
just let
way.
him finish. Okay.
If you're not here to have a conversation, just leave. Like, nobody cares at all. Again, back to the subject before we got into it.
You'll finish. I actually want to hear that.
Again, you're fucking interrupting because you're fucking psycho, literally. Like,
Are you
what the
talking to
fuck
me?
is
All
wrong
I
with
asked was
these
for you to
people, yo?
continue
Hold
speaking.
on, hold on,
You
hold on,
okay?
You're
hold
still
on, hold
fucking
on.
interrupting.
Hold on, guys. I know what this is.
You're a
I know
retard.
how this. Hold on, guys. I know it gets one very edgy when it's interrupted over and over again.
What the fuck?
That's why I said just mute, let him finish, then you can take turn. If you mute again to make a point and say, okay, finish before I speak, that's another way of interrupting. And this is why it's getting edgy. And the guy is not a patient guy. You can see from his demeanor, he's loaded up with
You can see,
fire.
guys,
So
I'm balding already. You can see what's going on in my life. I'm stressing, all this anti-Semitism, bro.
Like a typical Yahoo. Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, guys,
go ahead.
so typical Muslims love to dig their tunnels and use their children as human shields, right? Typical radical. Let's not say all Muslims, because I'm actually nice. So when these rats decide to build their infrastructure and their bases under the entire civilian population, they don't get to fucking cry a ceasefire when we decide to fucking obliterate every single tunnel that's under every single fucking house here. So, and when they run, like I told you to check it out on YouTube. You know what, man? I'm gonna fucking send you a link because I want you to see it. Just go look. They're popping out of every fucking house. They're going from house to house. They're running from house to house, right? Because think about it. Israel's going through the Gaza Strip. And if they're running from house to house and shooting from house to house, a shell tank's going to hit probably many houses that they go in, right? So that explains you why the fuck there's nothing left in Gaza. Because these rats are running like fucking rats from house to house. That's it, bro.
Yep.
Right, you keep calling them. Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you referring to the Gazans as rats?
Yeah, that's
No,
Go
no,
ahead,
no.
H group.
It's
I
called
literally
Hamas
say H
age,
group
right?
every time, and every time you say that we saying Palestinians.
Judea, I
Now,
just
one
want to tell you
time,
that
if
the
you can
only
get a clip,
rats are your
if anybody
beloved
can get a clip,
Iowa. The
if
only
anybody
All
rats
can
right,
are
get
your
a
enough,
clip,
beloved Iowa.
guys. Let
if
Amanda
anybody can
speak.
get a clip, if anybody can get a clip just now, right? I literally just corrected myself. I said Muslim and then I said radical Muslim, right? Correct?
I
And then
mean, yeah, but it seemed like that's what you
if
really meant to
anybody right now,
say.
stop, literally, if you can stop this live and end it, and then clip me, send me a clip of
So
me
just
saying
shut
that all
up, bro. Let her
Palestinians,
speak.
shut the fuck up, let me finish.
Be
If you can
quiet.
clip me,
Nobody
saying all
cares what you
Palestinians are rats, I'll send you fucking $1,000 out right now, bro. It didn't happen.
All
I
right,
just said that.
all right. Let's hear from Amanda.
I mean, it does sound like you're speaking genuinely though. Like it speaks. It
No, I
sounds like
never
you're
said
speaking
generally.
and
I always
No,
say
no. There's no need to try
I
to defend
always say
yourself. Let her
H
speak
group.
now.
I always say
You see the way you
before I
got.
talk.
Hold on. There's no need to be defensive. Just let
No,
her
no,
finish.
yeah. I just wanted to say that the only rats are your beloved iOS. The only rats are your beloved iOS that like to unalive babies. That like to unalive. Yes, and I'm not quote unquote bitching as you say. I'm speaking the truth. Okay, and I'm sorry. I know you really don't like to hear the truth, but how dare you come up here and call them rats when your IOF is literally committing G-side T attacks every single day on these babies, starving them to death.
Bitch
Starving
contest?
them to death. You're disgusting. No. You're so disgusting.
It's a
Even
bitching
coming up here,
contest.
how dare you?
Off.
Disrespecting every single person on this panel. How dare you, Judea? Seriously, how dare you? And then you're sitting here acting like you're some type of moral guy. No, you're not. You're actually a really shitty person. And you're an example of a Zio that's a piece of shit that doesn't care about any humanity, doesn't care about anybody in this world. Just yourselves. Yourselves. Please stop acting like you're so authentic. You're not. You guys stole everything from everyone.
Amen.
Like, please, it's too much.
This fucking bitch, bro. I'll leave if this is a
No,
bitch.
honestly, it's not bitching.
Go
It's the
back.
truth. Watch your mouth.
No.
You're
Your
being
mother
very
is a
offensive and
beast. Stop
disrespectful.
calling
Watch your
everyone a
mouth.
beast.
You guys just bitch. That's all you do.
You're
Just
coming up here
Stop
disrespecting every
calling
single
everyone
person
have a
on the
real
panel.
conversation. We can have a real conversation like we're
No,
having.
he said
Stop here.
Hamas
But
were
you
No, we
guys
can
rats,
just
not
totally
the
have a
Israel.
real conversation if
oh,
you
you're a Zio. You're a bitch. You're a little net.
be
I don't
respectful with
care.
rats and
I don't give
Islamophobe.
a
We're not gonna
fuck.
take that.
I've
We're
had
not
to deal
taking
with
The
that.
real
rats are
fucking
Hamas, not the
anti-Semites.
people.
I've had to deal with real fucking anti-Semites, not you fuckers. Listen, you guys are
What?
fucking nothing. You
You're
guys are all
speaking like
fucking
you know who
dust.
I am. Do
You
you
guys
know
are
who I am?
nobody. Nobody's fucking
You're
scared of you.
nobody. You're the
Stop
most hated
bitching.
people on the
Stop
planet.
bitching. Stop
You
bitching
are the
and get
most
the
hated
fuck out
people
of
on the
here.
planet.
Stop
That's why,
bitching
hence,
and
you're
get the fuck
balding.
off this
You're
platform
balding
if
because
you
you're
can't have a
hated. You're balding
conversation.
because you're
If you
stressing
can't
every
have
single
a
night because of how
conversation,
hated you
get
are.
off this
That's why you're
platform.
balding.
Bob is having a great conversation. If you can't have it, get the fuck out. Nobody wants
Then
to
be
hear, oh,
respectful.
Israel,
Have
oh,
a
you're
debate, but be
Zion,
respectful.
okay,
Don't throw your
yeah. Like,
Islamophobic
stop.
shit
Yo,
over here.
Judea, you acting
Don't
like
start
a
your
woman.
Stop.
Islamophobic
Bro,
stuff.
you
Stop
acting like a
bitching.
woman.
It's not
It's
Stop.
not
Nobody's sitting here
happening.
talking
Islamophobe.
about your religion. Nobody's sitting here
It's not
disrespecting you.
serious. Stop bitching.
You're acting like a woman. Stop. You're
Yeah,
a
you
man.
truly are.
Relax, this
Pipe
is
it
just
down. Like,
TikTok, it's
seriously.
nothing
Like,
else.
chill. Just relax. Chill out. Chill out. Without China, you're telling this girl that's under me, miss, her panties are in a bunch. Like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
You're
Respect
fucking
yourself. This is what
terrorist
you call a
supporters.
debate?
You're terrorist
Damn
supporters. I
it.
can talk to you how the
The
fuck I
only
want.
teas I see
I
are
can
your
talk to you
people
how
that
the
are
fuck I
unaliving
want.
thousands and
You're a
thousands of
fucking
people.
terrorist.
Wake up.
You're a terrorist. I can talk to you how I want. You understand? I don't respect terrorists. If you support
The,
Israel,
Exactly.
the
you're a
only
fucking
teas
terrorist.
are the
I can talk to you
IOS.
how I
The
want.
numbers do
You
not
don't
lie.
like it? Get
The
the fuck
numbers
out of
do
here.
not lie. You guys
The
are
men are
starving
talking. Get
people.
the fuck
You
out
guys
of
Yeah,
here.
they
are
do.
starving
The men
people.
are
Yeah,
You
they
talking.
guys are
do.
unaliving
You're fucking
babies.
soft.
The only
If you're
teas are
soft,
you.
get the
Wake
fuck
up.
out of here.
Wake
The men are
up.
No,
talking.
you're a
Wake
You're
man.
the
up.
tease,
You
mate.
You're a
guys,
Leave.
woman,
wake
bro.
the hell
Hamas are
up.
the tease.
Leave. If you can't handle the
Judean is a
conversation, leave.
transgender woman,
If you
guys.
can't handle the conversation, leave. What
Okay,
the
but
fuck out
Judea,
of here.
enough, bro. We heard you. We heard you. Okay,
Good.
okay,
Now shut
okay.
the
We
fuck
heard
up.
you. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Don't curse me out, you son of
Yo.
a. You know, kiss امك
Now
أخو الشرموط. I'm
bring
not
up
gonna
a
curse.
point
I'm
so
not
we
gonna
can
curse
talk
in
about
English.
it. Bring up a
So
point
be
so we can
quiet.
talk
I was
about it.
trying to close down the fucking thing, and you keep going like a
Can I
Yahudi
say
are.
something real quick? Can I say something real quick? Judean, you need to understand when you use those terms, pejorative terms. Initially, I think you did correct yourself, and even at that, generalizing, I say, oh, the Muslims use their children as shields or whatever. Then you said, oh, radical Muslims, and then you
Yeah,
said
I
the
literally corrected
rats.
myself. That was the only
Later
time
qualified.
I
Let me
slipped up,
finish.
literally 2 seconds ago, and I corrected it immediately. Like immediately. Like you, I'm telling you, get me a clip of me saying
No, fair
Palestinians are
enough.
rats. Get me a clip of me saying all Palestinians are rats. I'll literally
No,
send
no,
it out to
I
you
never.
right now.
Okay.
I mean, sure. I don't believe they're all
No,
rats.
no, no,
The
no,
ones who
no,
support
no.
H group, yeah, they're fucking rats. Absolutely.
No, Judean, listen. You
What's the
said the
problem?
rats. When you said the rats, and the conversation is in the context of Palestinians in Gaza, and later you qualified it and say, oh,
We were talking about
I'm
H
referring to
group
the
and
H group.
tunnels. We were talking about H group and tunnels. That
Bro,
conversation
drink,
was not
drink.
about
Let Seth
Palestinians, bro.
finish.
It
Keep
was about
drinking your water.
H
Let him
group and
finish.
tunnels. It
Let
was
him
H group and
finish.
tunnels, bro.
Drink
Yes,
your
Yeah,
water.
no, but I also want
guys,
you to see
guys.
Judean, I understand what you're saying, but I also want you to see the reason why they picked up on what you said in the context of the conversation and got
Because
angry because you.
women are sensitive. I understand. That's why it's a man's fucking conversation, bro. That's what I'm saying. I understand they're getting sensitive that I said that, but this is a fucking conversation. We're grown men. You can call me a fucking rat. I don't care. Like, if that hurts your feelings, get the fuck offline.
It's not about the
Go live in a
Islamophobic
fucking tent
stuff.
in the forest. I have a spot for you right here. I'll sell it to you. Fucking $10.99 a month.
Oh my God,
The
you
fuck?
sound like a woman, bro. You fight like a woman. Enough.
See,
What's
back
wrong
to
with
the insults.
you?
I don't care. Too.
Okay, but
Sure.
enough. خلاص. If
And if you remember when you came up earlier, I spoke to you about the numbers going up, and you robustly denied that Israel have taken out close to 60,000 people. You said the number was all fake. You said that how are we supposed to believe? And this was from a conversation we had from yesterday. You said, how do we believe the Gaza Health Ministry? Everything is fake. Today the number
Yeah.
goes up. Today it goes down. But what else? Where else can we get a true number that you would accept? Where do you want us to get the number? Do we get from the IDF?
Well, when the war is over and they dig up all the fucking rubble and they dig up all the fucking schmerris that literally are wearing fucking their
shut
PJs and they're
up.
like
There's
this.
kids under those rubbles. You
You
fucking
see again, you
trash.
see the
Be
emotional
quiet.
part, the
Yeah,
emotional
because there's a
bullshit
lot
just
of
comes out.
kids.
The emotional
Yes,
shit.
I'm gonna be
Like, shut the
emotional
fuck up.
because
Stop
there's a
fucking
lot of
crying.
kids under those
Stop
rubbles.
fucking
Don't speak
crying.
like that.
Oh my god, stop
No,
fucking
I
bitching.
will, bitch.
Stop.
When it comes to kids, I absolutely
Bro,
will.
why is this
There
such
is a
an
lot of
emotional
children
battle, bro?
under
Why?
the
Like, I didn't
rubble,
even
so
say
be
anything about.
quiet.
Bro,
2 years and you still can't calculate who's under the rubble? Are you
Oh
serious?
my God.
2 years.
okay, can I finish what I was
Yeah,
saying?
go for it.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. I didn't talk about the children. Yes, if children were harmed, it's terrible. That's what happens in war. And that's what happens when you fucking hide in civilian areas. But when they find these
I guess
schmerras
that was
that are laying
happening in
like
the
this,
H class
they
then
want to
too.
put a right here, like this on their chest, because the fucking house just smashed it, and we want to do the investigation. We're not gonna fucking have no fucking other people do an investigation. Oh, they're gonna remove the fucking gun, throw it away, hide it. Oh, it's a civilian. It's a civilian. No, motherfucker. We're gonna go through the rubble. We're gonna find these fucking rats that we
Exactly.
unalive, and we're gonna fucking give you the real
Can I
number.
ask you,
Exactly.
That's what's
today,
gonna
why
fucking
don't you
That's
happen.
it.
gas the tunnels? What?
Yeah, get in the
It's such
tunnels.
a
Yeah.
normal, like, no, for real. Like, why don't you gas out the people in the
Because
tunnels?
we have hostages. We have hostages.
Listen, if you're gonna be a dumb bitch and
Yeah,
just
but I
ask
mean,
dumb
you have,
questions,
but
Like
you're gonna
listen,
be
you have
thousands
you're
and
gonna be
hostages
treated
thousands
in
of
like a
houses
dumbass.
kilometers of
too. I mean, you
tunnels.
Ask
have,
dumb
wait,
fucking questions.
calm
Listen,
Yeah,
down,
you're gonna be treated
but
hello,
like a
again,
dumbass.
calm
I
down.
don't
Like,
I don't think
The
stop.
it's
Stop with the
hostages,
dumb questions.
wait,
If you're gonna
wait,
ask dumb questions,
Mark,
you're gonna be
the
treated like a
hostages,
dumb bitch. That's how life
okay, the
works.
hostage,
You act
so,
like a dumb bitch,
okay,
I would treat you
so the
like a dumb bitch.
hostages that's been
Okay?
released, they actually told,
Ask me another dumb question.
the hostages that's been released, they actually said it multiple
Oh my
times
god.
that they were moved from house to house. So they are also in
Yes.
houses where you guys are
Also,
booming. What?
no,
Yes.
no. Some of them were houses. We dropped them on tunnels. And
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, so they were.
No, but
No,
she
but
knows,
you can,
Mark. She
like,
knows.
why wouldn't you
She's asking.
force them out? Like,
Shut up, Mark. Shut up, Mark. She knows. She knows
yeah, I
everything,
do
Mark.
actually. I
Stop.
do. I do.
How
I'm
dare you
very.
question? How dare you question her, bro? She knows the fucking everything,
I'm
bro.
just
Go ahead, tell us.
asking you a
Tell
question.
us.
Why
Tell
do
us.
you
Tell
get
us.
so
Tell
upset?
us, Iwana.
You just yelled at Amanda for bitching. Now you took the same thing.
No, I'm just copying you. Just continue.
Okay, listen. I mean, listen. Don't you have like the little robots, whatever, like the drones? Like,
yeah,
you can. Why don't you send them in? Why don't you Like, you don't need to go soldiers, but I
We
just
did.
don't get it.
We
Why
did.
not like
We did.
force them
Rinse
out
us
by
off.
gassing
Rinse us
or
off. We
something?
did.
Yeah.
We did do that. I'll tell you what we did. In the beginning
What
of the
about
war,
close the
in the
whole
beginning,
tunnel
in the beginning
system?
of the
Just
war, in the beginning of the war, we sent in soldiers on ground, right? That was the beginning of the war. And when we did that, we realized those fucking rats put IEDs everywhere, literally everywhere. And like I said, Sal, I'm gonna send you the link. There's gonna be fucking pure videos of them setting IEDs, literally in the middle of the road, inside houses, everywhere. So we realized the place is a fucking booby trap. We can't just fucking walk in there. We told everybody,
Exactly.
get the fuck out, so we can fucking clear the area by ground. And like I said, when we're fucking going through it, obviously we don't know where the fuck our hostages are. They're hostages. They're kidnapped
okay.
by fucking terrorists.
So okay.
Let me finish.
Okay, so look.
Let me
Since
finish.
you
Let me
oh,
finish.
okay, Ella.
So they're literally fucking kidnapped, right? So to tell us that, oh, we unalive some hostages, I have no doubt that some hostages. Wait 1 second, Albie. I have no doubt that some hostages were unalive by the booming. Because each group, like I told Sav yesterday, they were taking them wherever they were going. You understand?
Yeah.
So they were using them as human shields as well. So to tell us you unalive your fucking hostage, no fucking shit, your terrorist rats are carrying them wherever they go. Like human shields.
Okay.
So to
So
sit here and tell
okay.
you unalive your hostages, it's a fucking war, we understand.
Okay, let
But
me
at
ask.
this
No,
point-
that's not my
but at this
point. No, that
hold on,
wasn't
at
my
this point,
point.
the safety of our people is shifting more to the side to the safety of our people than the hostages. Because at this point, how many more soldiers are we going to lose for the hostages? We literally have.
I mean, okay,
fucking
look,
end this shit.
look. Okay, let me ask you. First of all, I want to answer the first point. If you know all of these, like where you go into the tunnels, because you have claimed it multiple times that you do know where they go and go out, like why don't you just
I didn't
seal all
fucking
of
claim
them
that.
and just
When did I
force
claim
them
that?
to go? Yeah, but a lot of them do actually.
Hold
You
on.
keep
You just
claiming
said
that you
you just said I
destroy
claimed. I
tunnels.
know. I'm trying to
No, but
understand. You just
maybe
said
okay, not you. Okay, well, fine. The IDF or whoever. Why
no.
not
The
like?
IDF never claimed that. Show me a source where the
Can
IDF
I
claims
just
that I
okay?
know
Can I
that I know
finish?
exactly where they're popping out of. Nobody knows. That's the thing. Gaza is rubble. If you understand how rubble works, I mean, some dudes understand probably. If you're playing Call of Duty and there's a rubble level, and that rubble level, there's a lot of spots that you can fucking hide and fuck somebody up. That's what they're doing.
Netanyahu's also offered
They're
$5 million
rubble.
Anyway,
There's a bunch
for
of
so
rubble, and
Gazans
it's a
to
lot
give
wait,
easier to hide in
information.
rubble. Because if you have a
wait. So
fucking
my
slack
second
of rubble like
point
this,
is,
hold on. If you have
listen.
a slack of rubble like this on the ground on the fucking street, you can hide behind it. It's not hard.
Why did you make him big?
Why did you make me big? But you
Yeah,
can
because
have.
Janine, hold on, because Janine
And
was
we need to
asking why he
remember.
looks like that. So I
No,
wanted Janine to see in
please.
full time,
It's
Why
in
do I
real
fine.
look
time.
like
I
that? Why do I look like this? Because I'm
Yeah, that's what
bothered.
she's asking.
Yahoo.
He looks like a.
Yeah, he doesn't look bad. I don't think he looks that bad, to
It
be
looks like
honest.
a
Oh, I look
Yahoo.
so bad. Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. So ugly. Okay, anyway, back to what I
no
was saying.
problem.
When you have rubble, guys,
Fix your string on your neck
it's
fish.
a
It
lot
looks
easier
ridiculous.
to hide when you have rubble. It's simple. It's not hard to figure that out. If there's a bunch of fucking rubble everywhere, that means a lot more hiding spots.
Okay, listen, Judea. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, what our side actually been seeing for a while, but I know you guys don't believe it. We know. So we already made we know that you guys don't really care about the hostages because we've been listening to the hostages family members, right? We've been seeing them, trying to go into the Knesset and disturb them and, basically trying to end this whole thing and the war. They're crying. They're coming out on TV saying the government is not listening to us. This is not what we want. We want our family. So we already knew like a long time ago that you basically
You have to understand that
you
Netanyahu also
just
has to look after his
you just
citizens
throw them
for the
away.
future. For the future as
I'll
well.
be
Future
Yeah,
my
attacks as
but
point
well.
is my point is we have seen the hostage families. They have told us that the government do not care about their views or what they want. They're not listening to them. They don't care for bringing their family members early. That's what they're saying. That's not what I'm saying. So I'm just saying, like, we have known this for a while that, the government, what all of you are saying on TikTok all day, oh, bring our hostages, acting like you care about the hostages. No, you don't, because their families has already told the world that they don't. So
Of
we
course,
know,
yeah, I
we know that
understand
you
that. I
all
I
understand.
can easily answer this about the families, and I'll tell you what the families and how their situation is. Everybody knows that the families want the hostages to come home. Obviously, it's their family. But what they don't understand is how this war is being fought. And no offense to certain hostage families, but a lot of these families are from the liberal side of Israel. They're more liberal. You know,
But
they're
Judaism,
more. They're more. They
do
were more
you
pro peace. One second.
understand
One
what
second.
is the
One
law of
second, Joe.
engagement?
One second, Joe. One
Do you
second. Hold on.
understand what is the law
One
of
second. One
engagement?
second, bro. Hold on. One second, Joe. One second.
One at a time.
Even so, they're more to the left. The left in Israel right now were the ones really protesting to end the war. They were the ones who are part of the left right now in America.
Oh
I
my
mean, not America.
God.
Israel wants to stop the war. The right wants to keep the war going until we destroy H group. The left wants to stop the war and let
Judean,
H group pretty much
Judean,
stay.
Judean, listen,
You,
listen, listen.
mm,
If I had a brother of mine or my sister in that tunnel as a hostage,
You're not letting me
and
finish.
you hold on, hold on, hold on, and
You're
hold
not
on,
letting me
hold on.
finish.
Just
If you're
let me
not letting me
finish.
finish, you're not gonna understand the full picture, right? If you're not letting me finish, let me finish. Let me complete it for you. So that side of the liberal side of Israel has been protesting to stop the war. The right wing side wants to continue. Why are you shaking your head? No, that's the
Yeah,
truth.
because
Because you're
it's
saying
stupid.
liberals.
No, hold
Your
on,
Because
hold
head
on,
what
it's a
you're
hold
law
on,
of
saying
hold
is
on, hold
stupid.
on.
engagement.
Stop,
It's a
stop,
law of
stop, stop,
engagement.
stop. Very simple. Let's break it down slowly. You just shook your head when I said that the left in Israel was protesting to
Yeah,
stop the war.
not the
Prove
It
it.
has
left.
nothing to do with
It's a
left
And
and
Prove
law
it.
of
no,
right,
engagement.
bro.
hold on, hold on, hold
Prove
on,
it.
hold on. So
You
hold on,
know
hold on.
my people better than I do.
Oh,
Bro,
let me
I'm an
let,
Israeli.
let me
I
say
was
let me
born
say
in that
something. Hold on,
country.
hold on, hold
I
on.
know my people. My
No,
family lives there.
This,
Everybody I know
this,
lives there, bro. I
this
know my
claim
people
can be done by
better than you.
everyone. Huh? This claim
So
can
there
for
be
are a
done
you
lot
by
of
here,
there
everyone.
are a
hold on.
lot of
For you here
Israelis.
to shake your head is fucking
No, no, I'll
hilarious.
tell you
Hold on.
because I
That's
talk
For
with
your
you to
Israelis
shake
problem,
your
every
Joe.
head
day
is
on this
fucking
tunnel.
You
hilarious.
have to
Sure.
listen.
Guys,
You
Go
have to
hold
ahead.
on.
Go
listen.
ahead.
Joe, I don't
Stop.
know.
Tell me what my people.
Joe, I don't need help. Joe, can you mute
Joe,
yourself?
Joe, 1 second.
So hold on. If an Israeli
Joe, one
from
second, bro.
Ashkelon or
No,
Sverot,
no,
hold
stop,
on,
stop. Go
that
ahead.
have their family member taken.
Tell me, you know better. 1 second, stop, stop. I want you to tell me. Tell me now what my country believes because you know better than me. Go ahead, tell me. Go ahead, sure. Tell me, I'm listening. Stop here
Guys,
from
is it
Nigeria
my
knows
internet
better
or
than an Israeli. He
It's
knows
his
better
thing,
than an
God. And
Israeli
by the
from
way,
Israel what Israelis
uh,
believe. Right, right. Okay,
all
so
right, all
tell me.
right,
I'm listening.
all
All
right.
ears, really.
someone wants me
Can
I
to
I
want to know.
stop
say to
now?
you,
There's a lot of people talking. There's a lot of boxes lighting up. I can't.
So
If you guys want to
you
talk,
can
I'll
speak.
just mute. You are still
Welcome to our.
talking. You are still talking. You are still talking. So the reason I'm shaking my head is because it is it is so silly of you to say that those protesting are just leftists. No, there are people there that are also on the right that they have their family members taken into those tunnels. Those guys have a right to protest as well. And their friends are there, their brothers and sisters and relatives are protesting for one reason and one reason only. Asking Netanyahu to do a deal
So,
to stop the
okay.
fighting and bring them
Obviously,
back. But
obviously,
you refer to all of
the
them as
hostages
leftists.
want that.
You are referring to all of them
No,
as
I
leftists.
didn't. No, I didn't. I said, okay, first of all, okay, let's not take all of them, okay? I said the majority, bro. The majority of that
No, you never
side
said
is
majority. Here's
lefty.
the thing. You
No,
don't
listen.
qualify your statement. I'm listening to you. You did not qualify it. You said those protesting are to the left. That was why I was shaking my head because there are people
Okay,
there
okay, okay, okay,
that
okay, okay. Let's say even those protesting are not all to the left, which they literally are. The majority of them are, bro. 99.9%, I can bet, bro, they are. Everybody knows that in Israel. Everybody knows that. I know my people better than you. Who the fuck are you to tell me who my people like believe in? Like, you don't know shit about our
you
country,
sit
bro.
here
It's like
every day and
you're
tell
shaking
me
your
how
head.
my people
Believe
believe in.
whatever
Who
the
the
fuck
fuck
you
are
want.
you?
Hold on. Let me finish. Believe whatever the fuck you want. I really don't care, honestly, Sal. But I'm telling you this: the reason why they're crying about the hostages, yeah, it's their fucking families. But the reason why we can't stop the war, like we said, they're using them as human shields. That's what they don't understand. The hostage families don't get that H group is using their people as human shields. And sometimes the only way to eliminate H group and save them from shooting rockets at the rest of Israel and protecting the rest of the civilians comes first than the
Yes.
hostage. You understand? Because imagine they're shooting 4,000 rockets and they have one hostage in that building. Are you gonna say, what are you gonna do? It's such a F situation, bro. Nobody
Yeah.
knows what to do. You
Exactly.
understand? So that's why I'm telling you, these people, yeah, they're upset. It's their
Mm.
family, guys. You would
Yeah,
also
but
be
how